Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Hello, I'm Linnetta.
And I'm Patrick.
And we are co-founders of
Vertical Connections Inc.
So glad to be back again.
Yes, thank you for being here. Have you ever thought about what it takes to shorten the time to success?
Are you talking about a quick scheme?
I'm not talking about a scheme. I'm just talking about taking that time to get to that end point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I just thought that it would be awesome if we could talk a little bit about the fact that it truly doesn't take just one thing to get us there. And it also does not take luck.
What is luck?
Luck is what someone will tell you, like, oh, what did you do to get to where you are today? I just got lucky.
Oh.
Really, they're just saying, I would prefer not to tell you what I did because that way then I don't have to share in the success.
Oh, interesting.
So just beware when somebody says, oh, I just got lucky. They either are not telling you the truth or they don't plan on remaining where they are because luck doesn't continue.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Thank you.
Yes.
Let's see, 3 key points you were mentioning.
Yes.
The heart,
Mm-hmm.
the mind,
Yes.
and our hands.
Right. The heart, first, we need to seek God because He put the gift that we have in us.
Yes.
That's why we possess that. That's how we arrived with that.
Excellent. Yes. So I'm always appreciative, glad to reflect on His goodness, knowing that He created me, so He's got all the answers that I need in order to be successful.
Right. We just need to understand that when we talk about the mind, we're really just talking about know what you don't know, and then sharpen your mindset for that.
Oh, so waddling in what you don't know is not good, huh?
No, we do not want to wallow for sure.
All right.
The last one we talked about was our hands.
Oh, doing the work it takes to get what you need, the end result.
Yes. Actually doing the work, whether it takes research, maybe somebody wants to do an internship, be an apprentice to learn a skill. We've got a nephew who we've been talking to, and he's chosen to forego the college aspect, and he's looking more into being an
Entrepreneur.
and he is definitely an entrepreneur. He works hard at it, he puts in his time, he does his research, but he's also looking at doing some internships and in that way. So there isn't one perfect way to do it, but you need to have that open mindset so that you can.
Awesome. Share a little bit about what's that? Gestation.
Oh, gestation. So we opened up with the question about shortening the time it takes for success, but on the farm, we knew that gestation meant something a lot different. It was more set in stone. For instance, if you were going to plant corn, you knew that it was going to take about 125 days for that seed to get into the ground, to grow, and then produce the product that you harvest. But for like cattle, when we were raising calves and cows, it was about 279 days from the day that the bull bred the cow to the time that they gave birth.
Okay.
And then you have another 12 to 14 months to wait for that animal to grow to a point where you can sell it.
Oh, okay.
So it was really different when you went from corn or how to harvest it and what you'd have as a product to sell versus livestock. Now, granted, if you had pigs, that's a little bit quicker. It only takes about 114 days. So you're literally looking at half the time to get a product that is born. Those little piglets will be coming out. And then it's a much shorter time as well for them to be growing into an animal that you see in your supermarket.
That sounds, my mind is on a few different things. So you have a product, your animal, if you will,
Sure.
and that animal is making more animals, and you use what comes out of that production to make money.
Yes. We also can take that which is born, and sometimes we retain some of the best stock, and then we use that as our breeding stock to create others as well. And you can do that with the corn. We can do that with the cows.
Awesome.
We can do that with a lot of things. So it's kind of like making money. We know that if we're just making money to pay bills, we're always going to be caught into that grind.
Right.
Always going to have to keep doing it. But if we take some of our money and turn it into more money.
Yeah, use it as some leverage, huh?
Ooh, I like that. Absolutely.
Yes. I was thinking about that timing that it takes for the gestation. Sometimes, like today in our creative world, and the creativity is good, but when your motives are evil, then it hurts other people. It's like a ricochet effect. Like if they're trying to take the chickens, for example, and they put the hormones or whatever to mass produce these chickens, then they're cutting out on nutrition that God naturally put in them, and then that gets in us. Our bodies get weak. We start getting sick. We have all this cause and effect reaction. So timing is important, and what you do using your motives, the right heart,
Yes.
in order to get a good outcome, to be a blessing to other people.
And then you were talking to me earlier about removing animosity.
From the heart.
Yes.
So that you can better communicate with others.
Okay. Because if we do that, then we're more open to receive what others have to share with us.
Yes.
And we'll definitely learn. And I think also really important is don't be surprised if people doubt your dreams. If they question, are you going to make it?
What are you going to do? You've been doing your subject for like 25 years. What else are you able to do? Aren't you scared? Well, you know what? If you want to come back, there's always an open door here.
Yes, I tell you, when we were teachers, it just seemed like that was really all we were known for. We were just known that, you know what, we get up, we go to work, we teach, and then we come back. And then we start all over. And that's just what people saw us as. And so when we decided to leave,
do something different,
all of a sudden people kind of doubted us, or they said, whoa, what are you going to do? But they had that really long O at the end of do. And so it was like, are you really? Is it going to work?
Right.
But we know in Genesis 12:1, God said to Abram, leave your kindred, leave your home, leave your father's household, and go to a place that I'll show you.
And he did that because he was led by God, not just because of some whim.
And did he know where God was taking him?
Nope, he was just being obedient.
Oh, and that is truly what you have to do. You have to be obedient to yourself. You have to make sure that you don't stay stuck in that spot where you don't want to be, but rather you just
be willing to grow your mindset.
Right.
So that you're not one falling into that complaint society and not doing anything about it, but just adding to complaints and never venturing out to see how you can make things better.
Right. And we've talked about sharpening iron with iron and how we sharpen each other and how others will sharpen us. Well, we know that if we have iron and we leave it dull and then we go and try and, for instance, take an axe and cut down a tree, if you don't sharpen your axe, you're going to work yourself to, not to death, but it's going to be a lot harder than if you sharpen that tool to make your job easier.
Right, right. That's awesome.
And by sharpening and shortening that helps you shorten your time to success.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So we all have a couple of choices, right?
I've heard it, 2.
When we yield to God, we have nothing to be proud of. We leave the pride behind because we show more gratitude and thankfulness to Him Not, oh, I can do it. I did it by myself. Oh, I don't need him. I got this.
Right.
Making sure the heart stays pure and open and pliable so that he can work in us so that we are ready for the outcome of the success on the other end.
Right. So we can either sharpen ourselves or let it remain dull and not get to where we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
But if we spend more time learning and less time teaching,
Right.
my coach used to always tell me, every time you keep talking, you're only telling me something you already know. Why don't you listen and learn something new? And I tell you, that was such good advice.
Good.
So when you have the opportunity, make sure that you're learning more than you're teaching or talking. And that way you can shorten that time to success.
We will see you next time. Are you ready, sir?
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Thanks for being here.